haven't felt full comfortable on the age of
Everyone's
lineups
retaken.
Okay,
Okay, DRX on attack, RRQ on defense.
Against the likes of your Paper X, for example, where we know that the defensive side was not good for DRX. They put up 1 round, and they had 7 opening frags, by the way. 7 first kills, and they put up 1 round. So the 4 versus 5 conversions on that defensive side are what I'm looking to in the second half. But for this attacking side, it's taking space. It's baiting RRQ out. It's forcing them to be uncomfortable, especially around this A site.
All right, they've, well,
Plan here, just take first contact, flashback.
Pressure over onto B. Right now, slowly backing towards A. And RQ haven't really seen or thrown anything out, really, just yet. Maybe 0 point off of the timing.
Yeah, well, gonna look to go in. 0 point to get a bunch of information.
Okay, nice reaction.
And DRX, I mean, they don't necessarily need to keep staying around here if they don't want to, but they will opt to now with Marco making his rotation as well to this site.
Oh, but quick in through the salvos. Cushy, not too bad though, still able to find angles. Yeah, through the wall. It's gonna be DRX continuing to push up front. Then for a crazy guy to try to play around this after spot.
That was insane.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
I mean, you don't have a little bit
yeah,
of
lineup as well. Dude, that was a nuts pistol from them.
When you think, oh yeah, you can settle down, you can send in your drone, you can try and get your teammate to play off that one. Nah, how about
2-1 on the pistols. 1-0 obviously.
I mean, that was not meant to.
It wasn't meant to happen,
sure,
no. But hey, freeing hits the shots where required, right? So you got to give credit where credit is due. A couple of sharper shots to come out from Cushy.
KO better than Gecko on this map. I mean, it depends on the comp, man.
Comes out from Australia that finishes him off. I mean, that's just
I think if I'm running a Jet, I want that KO. If I'm running anything else,
they didn't find
probably want the Gecko. Depends on what else we got.
On the round after, remember? So let's actually see they don't drop the pistols here.
RQ then needing more information on their defensive half. Right now it's just the pistols, so they're trying to stay tucked in. All 4 stacked up on this B site. Close range, up on top of yellow. Hyunmin quickly dealt with.
I mean,
bringing the rest of them though,
actually looking
right now, but still the Bulldogs will stand on top of the
that's a shame. If it was other people committed and it was a KO where the Teo is, and we can flash swing out here,
they're quite low.
Then that could have been a thing.
Maybe slightly possible. Spike not yet planted.
Wingman, dude, this is Wingman's best map.
And the spikes over onto the right people.
Like one of the main reasons that people use him.
Back. It's okay. Just more kills coming up for RQ now until low HP.
The hardest map to plant.
Able to collect on the ghost kills.
Yeah, not able to get the job done at the end there, right? If those salvos weren't positioned on towards the planner in Australia, you know, maybe they're able to polish off one of the other members, but you want to try and get the better frag, you might think. Still some good damage delivered, nevertheless. Going in towards this bonus round, it should provide enough for the likes of RRQ to try and answer back quite nicely. For the side of DRX, though, are they going to still play in towards this default line, or are they going to change it up as well with some quicker proceedings over towards the B site? Getting some early salvos to try and take some space and force the likes of Monyet back.
The bonus is very strong. It's a good bonus. They could also get the KO nice and early. They do. And fight over towards B main, so they're up against a KO. Got a lot of snowball potential.
For sure. See how far Australia wants to get in before potentially even using it, or maybe holding it for the post.
We got.
Nevertheless, none.
I was gonna say we got nothing to stop this here, but it's a spam for a spam.
Spot is so still a fair trade as Hyunmin fires.
With how committed they were over towards B, I'm surprised Bane.
Slow now, isn't it, for DRX?
To be honest, Bane will just walk all the way up.
See if he can spot any over peaks, no flanks to come.
I'm surprised he hasn't taken more space, but
Bane is on his solo expedition.
It's also kind of expected by Jemkin too, right? Watching over towards that A side still with 45 seconds to go, you'd have to call a bit of a rotation now as DRX with the spike going away from Marco, freeing and Hyunmin to potentially keep people invested.
yeah, and this is an easy callback with the space that Bane made.
Bane has actually snuck up towards A.
It's decent.
Yeah, call the audible, call the rotation.
Retake here, they got no. They have got one flash.
Don't give an opportunity for RRQ to get a 4 versus 3.
There's one molly to delay the plant.
Right now to be able to hold these spots,
but
stay true to them. Jemkin definitely still
can't really
around,
do much.
You don't really hear footsteps anywhere close, so you don't really know if RRQ's nearby just yet either.
That's important.
Wow.
Salvo's used early to stave them off, which means you're not going to have them for the plant duration. You do have Molly's as Bane, though. One onto the spike and holding the second now.
Just the one, yeah. So calls for RRQ to push up front. That's where DRX just looks to play post-plant up around pipes. It's just down to the firefight. Spams on over through the smoke, but still is Xfero sticking it
Molly's late. Oh, dude, we're just sticking this.
Dude,
we just straight up
it manages to prevent DRX from pushing even closer.
It's kind of nice from RRQ. Just wall up, break the Molly, so they can just insta-get on the defuse and then just went for it.
From DRX to hold that one there,
Maybe you should say the DRX will be playing over towards site if they can use the Teo salvos early.
They've got, you know, eyes on the prize to get the defuse, but also protecting it, right? You saw the cloudburst come out a little bit on the tail end of that as well, just for some added protection when the defuse comes through. So on the board, you know, nice and early, no
enough Teo
in succession going to be achievable. On the early stages,
I would just again 55-second cooldown, and then I'm half in that drone, man. Half in the drone time.
That's not the intended primary target for DRX at the
That's
moment. Sniffing out what may have been a B, but opting to rotate back to the more side of A, which is heavily stacked, which would be extremely interesting.
You could say that this is RRQ reading DRX's game plan, right? This is the exact same thing that they ran just in the previous round, and now the positions hold up. It's gonna be Crazy Guy. 2K found. Hyunmin trying to even out the odds.
Dude, you had the boys backing him up, watching the heaven as well, so they couldn't trade. Pretty nice.
Dead again, so no access to the null command. They also lost freeing, so no initiator util whatsoever. It becomes more body play at the moment now for DRX. And if you do transition to this B side still, you've got that alarm bot that plays protection for Xfero. And you've already got rotations coming out, full pallet.
Unless Bane can really pull off something magical with this lurk. The movement's somewhat readable for RRQ right now.
There is no mollies on the side itself, though, for Xfero. So when the alarm bot trips, it kind of is just him calling for the team to rotate on
I think when this alarm bot goes off, I'm pretty sure the Bane has to go for this. That is one of the boldest plans I've ever seen.
Jemkin off to the trades as well, just down to Hyunmin, who unfortunately got spotted out way too quick. RRQ to even up the score.
I mean, this was a solid holdover towards A from RRQ. It's good.
If I'm to be honest with you, exposing yourself to two angles, Snowman and the front orange as well, and then you kind of just afford time for the molly to go down as well. I mean, you want a bit more of an open plant to be defendable, I guess, but yeah, a little bit awkward there at the end of it. Just spreads enough with the snake bite, and I mean, in a 1 versus 3 scenario with 10 seconds to go, that would have been pretty difficult for.
Yeah, Bane's got to go earlier though, 100%.
True enough.
Dude, the DRX were in a really good spot to snowball, but
yeah, you definitely have to see Hyunmin be the charger here. Oh, already down to 16 though. That's rough.
Still gonna look for something though.
Oh my god, such a good shot. Is the Strider going to tank this? Well, yeah. Didn't get the plant down as well.
Yeah, spike denied, truly. Then
the press, and you got the jet. I'm out here swinging everything. Yeah, nicely done from everyone. This is good.
Have the site completely surrounded. Hyunmin not quite able to find much with the blades. RRQ will take the lead.
Yeah, nicely countered by RRQ.
I wonder if they're going to time out.
Completely honest with you, right? You're getting some good damage towards Hyunmin, which makes
using
it
these
better
ults
of
a
going
bit.
for further challenges. You're denying the spike
Definitely going to start
going
using
down
ults.
with Snake's Bite for the last one, but also with the Armageddon. I was looking on the moment that goes down as well, and you've got Salvos comboed to the
DRX. I mean, honestly, I'm giving up with B.
Orange backside and stuff. So it was good, just utility layering to come on out for RRQ. And the Armageddon too, I mean,
I'm spamming A 4 times in a row right here.
I know it's got a wind-up time and stuff, but it wound up a little bit quicker than he thought.
The rest of the map, probably.
Solid utility coming through, and it's a pretty, again, like, readable game plan for RRQ. They kind of know, or they're kind of able to understand, discern exactly what DRX are trying to do, hence this timeout, needing to...
And they should revert the sky changes? No, that would be horrible as well.
If you will. RQ so far has been
I'm
pretty
okay with
solid,
like
with
changing the
Monyetti
Sky
still
Dog
able to hold
back
off
to the
on
old dog
B,
maybe, but
as well as the rest of the squad. Jemkin onto this Jet, right? We've seen him, how much he can do on this agent.
Yeah.
Quick plays, quick positions in towards a nest, for example, on the previous round. Now, ooh, both sides stacked up towards A.
Yeah, I mean, last round you had the armor getting used for Crazy Guy, but look at what you've got achievable in this next round, right? Viper Spit for Monyetti, Null Command for Cushy. If you get them online at the scruff that's going to happen over towards this A site for at least, maybe one of them. Ruse could be pretty good in a post-plant scenario, for example, but let's see what this early challenge actually comes out with. Pit prioritized. As DRX don't see any full aggression early on, they will wait a second. They will then throw in their utility to regain space.
Ooh, and look at RQ, they're pushing down mid as well. Pit comes alive.
Off that.
Whole duty is to just stay alive. So far, so good on the shorty kill, but with the spam,
it's a good trade on this though.
Quickly dealt with.
And an Null Command out from
Yeah, and this is what we're saying about all the ults. Double push behind. They don't know about the numbers.
Yeah, needing to stay alive alongside his team as well for this post plant, but here comes
no matter what, it was a nice
Crazy
trade
Guy
though.
off contact, a well-timed peek, 3v3, and also, DRX being aware, a little bit paranoid about players towards the
We saw his
back.
gun.
Yep, spots him out by the torso. Crazy Guy. Just being able to continue cause mayhem towards the back. DRX beginning to sweat. They're trying to hold shoulder to shoulder around 410, but still with the positions noted. Cushy.
Nice shots.
Multi-kill
This
picked
guy's
up.
great, man.
Yeah, we really need to see DRX find some free opening kills and settle down a little bit, right? They're trying to force their way back into the site after giving the space to RRQ in the beginning, once you understand that. But when they
Mr. Genji game.
Plant,
The Genji looked really. Genji did look really good, but it was also like
really good work done
one
by
of the
Jemkin
biggest
and by
crumbles
Crazy
we've
Guy
seen.
to at least gain favor there, make it.
I can't think of the last time I saw one that was this big.
Just really early on the rotation, really early on the flank.
Yeah, like it was big.
And you're setting yourselves up for maybe another successive round here.
Because even C9 didn't crumble this much.
You're up against the Stingers, you're up against the Bulldog.
NRG.
Definitely see a world in which that converts to 5.
Did NRG crumble or did they just get outclassed though?
For now, not yet. This time they don't see Jemkin anywhere closer to the A site, so that could be some information. Outlaw, though.
Outlaw over towards the B site. You've got Monyetti there too, but it is a little bit quicker from DRX. I did mention before you want to see some opening kills for them. Give themselves an advantage before going for the plant. Well, it's not going to happen this time. They're going for the plant in a 5 versus 5.
Okay, yeah, DRX classic with the executes into the site to the spike plant. Question is, can they hold
In Genji outclass Boom? Yeah, that's a good argument.
Yeah, really close, especially when both of them are stacked up against each other like that. But still, Monyetti will be able to neutralize at least one. Dispatches the next as well. And you've got Blades, Jemkin, looking to kick up a storm under the site. Swift and precise will be Xpharaoh as he swings off to the next position. And then the spike to get stuck all the way through.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he gets the kill just at the end of it.
Another situation, man. Another situation.
Dude, this looks crazy in control for RRQ.
Dived upon by RRQ, and
there's so many afterbombs over towards A that DRX are messing up.
Trying to throw the nano swarms on towards the site this time, but we're seeing it thrown again. But we're seeing
they keep getting the plant down though, and they have a confidence insane in after plant. So like it should be working, but they don't prioritize the right positions. No one fights aggro on site. No one's got that delay for the util to win the round.
Had the right items, the right abilities available, but what?
Just for DRX, not quite able to continue holding it post plant.
They just need a good opening frag and to kind of force RRQ to fall back, labibulate, not go for a two-dimensional retake, right? Force them into something just very readable, which is not really happening at the moment. Another 5 versus 5, potentially, where there's a enormous flanking presence.
Full pass and push behind.
Round off just because they had stingers. This time it should be a lot better, but
no way, the flash.
Cushy. That's what you want in a KO. You got the pit, sure enough.
Oh, this gets weird.
Wait,
but are they not just gonna be able to break this?
RRQ happy to stay and stick around.
I'm really confused. Oh, okay, they broke that. Oh, damn, that's nice. Dude, RRQ, by the way. Oh my goodness, RRQ.
And they have the Viper's pit
So was that
surrounded as
Cushy
well.
with the nade to
Jemkin,
break it?
alongside Cushy, just picking every single DRX player
Damn,
one
bro.
by one, all apart.
This Icebox is
Down
nice, dude.
into the final
DRX
kill,
need
and
another
the
timeout, I
defuse
feel like.
stuck in as well.
Another scenario where RRQ are already with 5 members surrounding the A
Dude,
site.
the 4-person
when
push
the plane goes
behind.
down. Like, it's a scenario where DRX are not finding advantage.
Cushy's
They
having
have
mad
to
impact, by
recognize
the
that
way,
they
as
need
well.
to scope out the map.
Like his
They're
flash
able
to get him
get
through here,
some
get this.
abilities. Yeah, they
I'm
might be
pretty
split
sure we
in
had
lockdown,
nades for
But
lockdown.
you see a counter lockdown come out from RRQ, and you see the attacker lockdown destroyed by, I believe it was the fragment and a little bit of
Yeah,
spray
I think it was
towards
fragment.
it, is what I think I caught there. There was just no escape whatsoever for DRX.
Ooh.
That's 6 rounds in a row, and you've got to be wondering for what DRX needs to do here. It has to be not giving.
Well, they went A every single
everything
time,
they
but
want for a retake. You have to
the problem
remove some
is
items
they
first. You
just
have
don't
to
have
find
the
some
after
earlier
plants, and
kills.
we got no one
This is
holding
where they call it
behind.
kind of
Like they don't have the right
question
protocols when they head over
sometimes,
towards
just
the A
full-side
site.
hits and they're
And if you
not
don't
quite
have that on
paying off
Icebox, man, you're
dividends.
doomed.
RQ on the other hand, though, I mean, just playing all of this to perfection, right? The first few
Like,
rounds
mate,
might have eluded them, but down into these
We gotta be
subsequent
holding
ones,
behind.
they've been able to work their way across the map.
And I know we haven't
Gotta be
seen
holding behind,
a lot of
gotta
Icebox
have
for DRX
2 people
this year
fighting on
for,
site,
RRQ as
everyone
well
else
this
playing
year,
after
right?
plant.
But from what we have seen, we've got a lot more of a reliance on this attacking side for DRX as opposed to the defensive side, right? So they need a lot of rounds on the attacking side, in my opinion, if we're going just by the history and what we're seeing in the previous ones as well, right? Being pretty good on the attacking side as
First time you
opposed to
see a
this
4-person
defensive
flank
side.
with Killjoy
Whereas
to push them.
for RRQ,
And
I mean,
people,
Scanlan approach, for example, against T1 in that game,
when it was like
still
super meta on
kind of
Ascent,
doing
people
enough
started
on
to
that
push mid with
defensive
Killjoy
side, right?
on
They ended that
defense.
one at
It was
6
something
of
similar.
6 apiece, and they've already gained 6 here in a row. So there's only more to play with to make their attacking.
Okay. So DRX look at this, and I think the main talk was going to be about their after plant. And RRQ change it up to make sure they fight heavy and don't let them plant.
Yeah.
Trying to right the
Maybe
ship.
thinking they're going to use
Waiting
less
for any
util.
overextension from RRQ, and they're just not giving it to you.
At least you got Mako trying to somewhat lurk towards middle this time.
And you got Jemkin just making sure the Outlaw is looking down the extremity of B. If he spots out anything, he can
Marshall,
go for a
one shot
fall
everyone
back,
apart
wait
from
for
freeing.
rotations of the team who are happy to play retake if
Or
they
the
need to
Outlaw
as
even.
well, right? Putting the eggs in the A basket at the moment, having the right numbers, because DRX
Did I read you
don't
say
recognize
Marshall?
yet that there's a B site on this map. It's A, it's A.
Dude,
always
you
A.
made me say it.
Yeah, there's more to the map. At least Mako is beginning to go on this expedition and chart.
Isn't Server good on
paths
Icebox?
for
I mean,
us
Server's
right
great on
now.
Icebox,
There you see
but
the lurk coming a little bit more active.
AO exists
Also
is
working
the
with some
issue.
micro plants around this toxic screen. Hyunmin pushing it along his team, and it just completely decimates the
Okay, this is going to be
RRQ
interesting.
setup. Just Jemkin,
Does
and they know
RRQ now
exactly
go back
where
to
he's coming
playing
from.
retake?
Crazy guy could have got 3, and that would have been an absolute murder. But now, it's on to Jemkin in a 1 versus 4, knowing that damage is done, knowing that you've got money for next round, and DRX might not.
Just to dive in. Why not? He's made some sounds. Hyunmin will be the first to peek. No subsequent peeks needed. And it's DRX to put one back up on the board.
Yeah, it's not super exciting as well for the crowd here, of course. They know that that round is just one that DRX really needed to get, and a lot of those kills were, you know, a little bit disconnected through the round. But most importantly, what was it, Quack? It was not a full retake where RRQ had everything to go for the retake. It's battles being won in the beginning,
And they had
battles
luck
being
this
won
time
in
as
the
well.
middle of it, with good trades coming out. A bit of a different look.
Would you change
on
about
the
Icebox if I
timeout
could?
that comes
The
out from
whole
DRX,
map,
and
man.
now, well, as RRQ, we don't want to let them
Like,
get
if you want me to
anything back. We
draw
don't
on
wanna
the
give
map
them
what I
momentum
want
to try and tie
changed,
it up. Let's
the
just
whole map
recognize
just has
what
drawings
little
on.
slip up we had just there.
Right.
Have a discussion for the remaining 3.
You got Killjoy. You've seen Mako beginning to play around. Well, the
Okay, I'm maybe okay with B.
so possibly looking to.
Don't think I am, but if I had to pick something to save time, I would keep B the
Yeah,
same.
sure. I mean, they have toyed with B.
Then I'm
you know, a
changing
couple of times,
mid
but they've just
for
been
sure.
absolutely denied by a
Definitely
lot of the
changing
utility
A.
usage that comes out from
And
RRQ,
I mean, that's
right? You
already
have to
66%
play it
of
a
the
little
map.
bit more defaulty. You have to bait out that utility and try and escape. Puts a lot more of a premium on your Viper utility timing and what you've got in reserve for that.
And Jemkin as well. I mean, you've seen rounds where RQ begins with an A main presence, which would help them with information or possibly the first pick as well. And right now, this is exactly what they have set up from this for themselves.
Yeah, the turret in kitchen still for the likes of Xfero. You know, you can still have a bit of a creep up in towards the window to spot a boiler, which is how the kill was collected last round, but maybe we'll see that happen, maybe we won't. Forward presence from RRQ towards the A site with the 4 members yet again, not seeing that anything is home for DRX, and once moreover,
wow,
you got to remember that the alarm bot is the tell for the B site, right? You just got that at the front of the choke. As soon as it's popped, then you can start to see some shuffling from RRQ. If that's not popped, you really don't need to worry about anything. You still got mid being watched by Crazy Guy too.
So far, so good. It was a really early stealth drone as well, though, so DRX might be able to play with some timing around this stealth drone, and it flushes Shimkin away.
Oh my god, Monyet.
He has to get out of dodge.
Can't.
Will be successful.
He's
in
lucky
doing
to be
so.
alive though.
But you have forced a couple of these RRQ members back. Now you can start to see him toy with the timing, right? What can Marco find? The alarm bot at the choke.
Okay, here's the alarm bot. They do a bit of pressure over towards A.
If this is where
His knife goes in, and that's kind of nice though. Especially with that, you should see the rotate coming. I'm not sure they get here in time. At least have the salvos that will be able to go in time.
You find Xfero. That would help out so much in the post plant. Smako trying to sneak around, sneak through. Oh, the tailwind. Xfero though still able to take down Freeing. That's the spike. Hello? Snake bite just to prevent Xfero from regaining position. But at this point, 15 seconds left. DRX.
Dude, the ult run out.
I feel like they're kind of lost in the sauce.
They got any?
Still good on the multi kills.
Oh my god, Kelman, man.
Just second left.
Still gonna plant.
5 seconds, but they're not able to take him down.
What a shot that was.
All the way through. Can Estrella take this 1v1? He's pinned down. His shoulder preats. And it's Jemkin to hold the angle. RRQ,
absolute
what?
mayhem. So the call was to take back a site, but then we're out here.
Trying to elevate himself towards
We're out
the top
here
of the
then
site,
going out into
just
the open with the spike instead of planting.
That was a sinister shot to come out.
And they wanted to plant back
RRQ in a Red Bull clutch fashion.
They
But I
want to
gotta
plant
say,
there in the
Freeing
open.
running out in the open with the spike
They want
there.
to plant
The
for
eyes
Snowman.
not on the prize of getting the plant down.
Dude, how did they lose this? Hyunmin in the 1v2 kind of went for something as well.
They didn't bait out on the A side of things, can still deny the plant. So they're trying to go forward. They're trying to go for the challenge. But then you remove kind of the simple thing. If you're getting the spike plant down at that default spot, where's the angle that you're going to be, you know, taken down from? Well, it's the top of side.
Icebox or Abyss, man, it just doesn't matter.
Consider those, but unfortunately,
You're asking me to compare like 2 turds on the floor, dude.
Clutch picked up by Jemkin as well.
But they're both shit.
A lot of top stats being picked up by this guy.
Information, Crazy Guy Teo is towards the A site where an Armageddon is available, remember too. So does that make DRX second guess how they're going to try and attack in towards this site?
Oh, they haven't quite noted the op as well. Armageddon into op kill.
Yeah, that was great. Armageddon forces Estrella to get out of there, and he just can't.
And if you hear the footsteps as well, it confirms further information.
Well, it's also the spike on the floor, right?
That's, yeah.
So you don't really need to see too much movement from RRQ here. You've got an operator
It's
still
rough.
looking at it.
It's a rough round.
Like Omen on this
Rough
map,
round.
for example, where Bane had played that before against Paper X instead of this Killjoy.
Yes.
Because Flashback was
Kind of a long time
give
ago.
that one.
Ooh, big miss though.
Well, Flicks this time somewhat whiffed. It does allow for DRX to push up further up front, but still cushy. Unfortunately, it will be 86th. Down to Monyet Xfero, both up around rafters. The spike still down on the ground, and it still is timing for RQ to push up front.
way.
Oh no, they tried to pick it up. Xfero just marks the position.
Oh boy.
Mako though, good on the first. 10
Yeah.
seconds left, and he drops the
Ooh,
curtain
man,
just
Mako.
to pull Xfero down into the dirt.
It's always a pleasure to watch
you
Mako,
needed to
man. He's
deliver
so
something there
smart.
for the squad, didn't you? You needed to come out with your own clutch, your
He was
variation.
100% confident
Been a
he
little
had
bit
pushed
silent
over
the
towards
last couple
the
up. You had a
corner.
beautiful first map, but this one you crack open that can, the Red Bull clutch comes on through. In a round where you've got 2 individual peaks in a 3 versus 2 scenario, Xfero winning both of those ones. The latter one, I mean,
friendliest,
what was
thanks
it
so much for
even
the prime,
up?
man.
Bane's just
Appreciate the
trying to upgrade
2
the
months.
weaponry
Thank you for that.
and have focus on that instead of, you know, any potential reposition from Xfero. Bit rough there.
Yeah, I might have to agree with that.
Will it be 8-4 or 7-5 coming into this last round of the half? A couple of great ultimates as well for RRQ, mind you, for a potential retake if they want to shift in towards that as well. Having some great successes, right? Null command and lockdown. Gonna be gorgeous if they can get into a situation like that, but of course it means that DRX has to start to scale up towards the site eventually. And as RRQ, I mean, you're not wasting too much of your utility. If you're not seeing DRX scale up, you know that they're waiting for you to use your util, so just don't give it to them.
That's right, both sides just kind of, would you call this playing chicken? They're kind of waiting for each other, aren't they?
Playing a game.
DRX maybe have to go a little bit faster just purely because of the ults that can stall them out here. We got knife into KO ult. Oh, it's a great kill.
And that's just going to be Jemkin now. Taking out Hyunmin.
KO ult. You got the Killjoy here.
So this is going to halt DRX's processes and solidify that that kill on Hyunmin is not tradable.
40 seconds left.
When do they go for the Killjoy ult?
You got to use the Armageddon to destroy that one.
And that just kind of forces DRX's hand. They will continue to try to push in, especially with the stuns as well. But RRQ still in position. The toxic screen does provide additional value as well. Cushy now, crazy guy. Experiment finding
they just had so much delay over towards site. DRX needs to go a little bit faster.
That round as well, right? Not giving DRX any time to even try and get the plant on the back.
DRX got exposed a little bit on this map. This looked really rough for them.
Nicely done.
It was obviously very nice for RRQ. They fight well over towards A. Their retakes were cool. They had a great game plan of like flanking behind over towards A as well, like at the beginning of it.
I think you got a lot to discuss and figure out for the Korean side here, but for the flip side, RRQ, I think they
teams don't rotate. I mean, yeah, they never left. They never gave themselves the option of a rotate, right? In terms of someone being over towards B to tell them that they can actually take space back.
What a change-up will look like.
I thought some Breeze. I mean, I think I liked Breeze better when there was no tube. But it still doesn't feel great.
Wait, you were... How do you rate one of these higher than the other?
Let's see. Is he on top of the team for this map? Did he do good in the last map?
He was good in the last map.
How's he been overall?
They have a Mako drawing as well.
Oh, another one. Who's the better Bane?
That's
Bane
a different
who rolls
game.
Or
Excuse
Bane
me?
Who shoots?
Look at that icon. Wow, this kid's actually seriously considering. Okay.
Bane who rolls. Are we getting like leaks here? Are we gonna have an agent that can like roll around the map?
Please.
We're getting like, you know, early theory crafting.
Please, no.
8-4 though here, Quack. Let's see if RRQ are going to be able to close this one out nicely and send us into the third decider of Lotus.
2-1 of the pistols at the moment, so when you add that on that, it's been pretty dominant. Go, raid boss on Jemkin. Kids drop the ghost.
Where the winner will go to Masters Toronto.
Shout out to Monyet, dropping him the ghost, takes the hit in the pistol round.
Previous series to book their ticket.
The chess game continues. Drone quickly dealt with so far. DRX keeping more players hovering around this A site, looking for information.
Now scaling up now, Xferro finds a stray up. First
nice shot, man.
Stuck from pipes. Bane then went up from screens, but you still got Hyunmin undetected up from the top of rafters. RQ looking for the safe spike plant, but you got DRX close by.
Yeah, Monyet gets his gun back, they dropped.
They're looking to push up. Tailwinds away.
Dude, Cushy won that. Wait,
Crazy
Cushy won that.
As well. All able to watch for these
I reckon
angles
that's a
where the
nut
pistols
shot.
are sharp and deadly.
Yeah, just Bane and freeing to see what damage they're going to be able to deliver, it feels like now.
And you kind of know that they're all towards the back. Monyet then slipping past towards the back. He's looking to slice them at the back of their necks.
Way better on this map, aren't they?
Crazy guy for the final one as well, and RRQ move up to a 9th.
I mean, it's just immediately one of the differences where RRQ, when one player feels a little bit hot under the collar and they want to disconnect from the site and fall back, you've got another player watching their 6, right? You've got these trades available from RRQ.
You want to watch a match back while you eat? Kalulu, did you watch Sentinels last night? It was close.
Bit of a hard map at the moment.
It was a good game.
Positions that he can feel confident in getting a lot of the kills as well. Just first casualty in that round. And you saw some good value from the 0 point of Cushy too, by the way. So
1-1 every map at the moment on pistols. So that's cool.
Difference to come out there. Now pistol round accumulated from RRQ.
There are 2 deaths.
A little bit earlier, right? They get the
yeah, watch that.
Yeah,
watch the ascent. Just watch the last map.
Which we'll see after this one if they win this, of course.
It was fun.
Yeah, could be it.
Yeah, it could be it, potentially. But let's see what the pistols are going to be able to deliver for DRX.
Taking this slow and easy so far, dealing with early utility.
Yeah, it's good to see that DRX know that there's a B site now on this defensive side.
Dispel the fog of war, if you will. But, well, in the kill department so far, it will be RRQ taking the lead.
Yeah,
rotation.
Just going to send them to the A site, stack with the pistols, and, well, there's going to be nobody home, unfortunately. RRQ playing patient.
Yeah, and then this would just kind of point towards playing for exits.
Yeah, and then you're also, you know, juggle the buy in towards this one.
Meanwhile, though,
a lot into the bonus.
For RRQ to continue building up towards these pivotal ultimates.
See if DRX want to try and challenge with these pistols, or if they are happy enough to just go up with the spike and deny any extra ult orbs.
Just deny. Bane as a sheriff. He's feeling lucky today. Oh, but Xfero, fortunate enough to find one towards the back. Suddenly DRX find themselves in a really uncomfortable position.
Yeah, they can lose one more.
Around. Estrella, not too bad. But still down to the final two with class.
There we go. No one else can go down now.
Let's calm down.
It's just the two pistol players that lost their life. You know, it's okay for RRQ in this sort of scenario. They take the rest of the 3 weapons that they invested with here. Xfero and
the bonus is going to be legit.
To their own money going into that round. So this bonus round is actually going to look pretty potent for the side of RRQ and what they're going to be able to bring to the party.
A higher, lower map in this game? Nah, I don't think it would work too well.
With a steady approach, much like their
a couple of like the smoke agents, like you said, this won't be great.
What is that?
I feel like we could have a really fun montage of all of the player reactions where they're just screaming or laughing and all that sort of stuff.
Well, we do have an outlaw now, Manye.
Okay, 2 people that can get one shot with the outlaw, and one of them is not Mako though, which is where they're heading. Dude, they go so fast on this one. Knife goes in, hits Mako.
The challenge is certainly on, and he weathers it. He wins one.
And Jemkin will be able to even out the odds somewhat.
They got the plant though. They got the plant, but no one prioritizes over towards yellow, so are they not going to get a load wrecked here? Don't know when. Wasn't keeping on top when they salvoed, but yeah, I'm not sure they can all go behind the smoke here.
Stay alive. You got the killjoy utility to watch the back, so now you just got to watch the front where Jemkin and Xfero
oh, maybe they can.
On the spams. A triple kill picked
maybe
up.
Maybe they can just spam everyone through the one-way. How's Jemkin done this then?
Yeah, just digging yourself a grave. And it's RRQ, exactly like you predicted, Komodo.
Yeah, call me the prophet in that one. Hey, you get the pistol the second round, and albeit the bonus round, and you're looking to potentially close out the map. I mean, from what we've just seen so far, in terms of coordination and positioning.
Okay, kills before the smoke, so the timing was a bit rough.
That RRQ are just ahead of DRX in a lot of these.
Bit rough timing from DRX there with the smoke as well. Roxy, thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate the 13 months. Dude, RRQ, they could have 2-0'd this.
And I went boom on the last one, so...
It's early. It's map 2.
I made a thing. It was my heart predictions, not my head predictions on that one.
I remember that.
No brain.
Right now, though, brain spotted Jemkin. Definitely saw Estrella on that one.
Yeah, and it has been Estrella who's been given free haircuts more often than not, isn't it? So he needs to be quite careful. It is just the little pistols for DRX in this one. Solo stinger.
He's calling it to his team as well. The drone now.
Lotus should be pretty fun.
Possibly put some presence on the B side.
Lotus is a lot around Jemkin though. Because when they won it last time, he took over on Yoru.
Of course it does, that A is lesser equipped.
And DRX look nice on that map.
RRQ though, not wanting to go too early, so they'll wait for the rest of their utility to come online.
Oh! He's gonna get hit by the first initial salvo anyway. Off towards the back now, and that's exactly where Jemkin wants to be. Got salvos to counter back, but still, you got so many spots to plant around this A site where Jemkin continues to decimate just Mako. Yeah. And it's so unfortunate.
I mean, he certainly would need to be the Doombringer in this one, wouldn't he?
Don't do the 24-hour on Prodigy. That was too crazy.
Don't know how much Doom he can bring. Okay. That's a decent start.
There isn't one coming through from one yet.
You wouldn't know.
There's too many people that went for it.
Unfortunately, back's turned towards screens. Does find the first, but as he
Hey, whoa, chill.
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 Kill still found.
He's just toying with his food. He knows he's won the round
God
there.
damn.
It doesn't matter. He'll go down for the shenanigans. It's 12-4. RRQ, as I said, they have fashioned themselves a pretty monstrous game plan coming in towards this map, leaving no space for DRX to really get a wriggle on for anything. I highlighted a couple times already that DRX's defenses on this map are pretty strugglesome at best. And it's being exploited quite nicely.
Take a look at it. That a nice
I wonder what
the Viper? Yeah, dude, I wonder if that molly's like meant to go there.
Okay. Caught up at the right time.
Okay.
Now we do have
8
Hail
chances.
Mary pass from DRX though, and trying to look for the gunfights.
Still wins it as well.
This is good for Jemkin though, because if he can
Gunman,
be
on the other hand,
feeling
though,
it
has
for the
it
next
off.
map, and that is their win condition.
But what can you do around this A site? This is not a safe position. Neither is gathering an orb in the open. Unfortunately, Xfera in for the trade as they're getting in towards the site with advantage.
Right, multiple angles, all covered, and DRX continue to try to fight back, try to hold down the site. Hyunmin trying to get himself away out of position of this lockdown. Holding on to the op as well, where it's a 2v3.
And a top site plant as well can be pretty difficult to retake in a normal scenario.
Monyet still a snake bite as well. So far, high and low.
The high-low is so strong, bro.
Position to contend for. Quickly spotted out, but the shot's not quite connecting. Just Jemkin, still sharp and lethal.
Yeah, man, what are you gonna do when the time gets low
here?
here?
The corner, but I'm sorry to say, this round is probably gonna go off the wayside. He goes up the zip line, and Monyet will happily
I mean, they absolutely wrecked him here, just way better on this map.
One, and that puts DRX out of their misery on this
good map pick from them.
We end with a scoreline of 13-4.
Yeah, feels like it a little bit, right? You've kind of said the right word.
With the pistol,
there.
yeah, no, they got
Miserable
so
for
wrecked.
DRX with the